Here's my top 10 tips for beekeeping in December. December is one of the quietest months in the apiary, but it's also one of the most important. Colonies are now shrunk down to their smallest size, the summer foragers are gone, and now we're left with winter bees. But inside the hive, there's still a load of activity. Now, we overwinter literally hundreds of colonies, and we help dozens of people every year. Here's my top 10 tips to get your colonies through the winter. Number 1, heft your hives at least once a month. Now, if you've done your autumn feed-in correctly, at the moment, nothing really should be needing food. That's really until sort of January and February, but it's really mild at the moment. I'm pretty sure the bees are going to be brooding up, so check your colonies. Just heft them, lift one side. If they need fondant, add it, but the fondant really needs to be only for emergency feed. Do not overfeed your colonies at the moment. If they feel light, add fondant, but really, if you can, save the fondant only for emergency feeding. What we want is for them to get through the spring and they've eaten all their stores, and that gives them as much room inside the brood nest. If we keep continually feeding them, then their brood nest will be clogged up, and once we get into the spring, they'll swarm early. Number 2, treat for varroa. Now, this time of year is generally when you use oxalic acid based treatments. There's 2 VMD approved treatments I'm aware of, but the thing is with oxalic acid is it only kills the phoretic mites. That's the mites which are on the bees and not beneath the brood. Now, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a real cold snap that would have slowed down the bees and the queen from laying up brood. So right now is the optimum time. I've just done all of these guys, done 2 other apiaries. Right now is a perfect time to do it. It's quite warm, a little bit warmer than I was hoping for. We really aim for around 10 degrees so that the cluster isn't nice and tight, so that all the vapors from the oxalic acid can get right in between them. But you know what, you've got to get on and do it when you can. Number 3, check your entrances, keep them clear. Now, I checked a few of mine earlier on and I realised I'd left the queen excluder setting on, and the drones, when the colony went to evict them, they couldn't fit them through the excluder. So check that the bees aren't clogged up full of dead drones. Check for snow, check for any leaves, twigs and grasses. It's important to keep the entrances clear so that the bees can remove any dead bees or anything from the colony they need to, while still maintaining enough protection to stop mice getting inside the colony. Number 4, check your hive security. Now, down here on the south coast, we've been battered. Weeks of wind, weeks of rain, and after every storm I always go around and check the colonies, check they're still upright, check the straps are intact, check no trees have fallen on them. Very important. If a colony does fall over, providing it stays as a whole, there's a very good chance they'll survive. Just get it back upright and strap it down. We strap all of our colonies down to the hive stand, so they can't really go anywhere. But even so, I still go and check them. Number 5, reinforced mouse guards. Now, it's still cold, and the last thing you want is a little mouse getting inside the colony. So check that the mouse guards are on nice and firm. Check that they've still got enough room for the bees to come in and out, but that it stops the mice getting in. Number 6, monitor for moisture. Now, this pretty much goes if you've got a wooden hive. With poly hives like these quality Abelo hives, you don't really need to worry about it. I've been through these, there's not a drop of moisture inside them, but they've got all of this insulation above the brood box. But if you've got a wooden hive, my suggestion personally is to insulate above the crown board. Bees can tolerate cold, but they cannot tolerate wet water dripping down on them. Now, in a poly hive, all the warm air from the brood comes up, hits this insulation, moves to the side and condenses on the outside wall. That then drips down away from the bees and down out through the open mesh floor. But if you've got a wooden hive, that warm air comes up, meets your crown board, and that's going to be the coldest part. That's where it condenses. You get little droplets of moisture, and when they cool down, they drip down on the bees, and that's what bees hate. So if you can, put insulation above your wooden crown board. Number 7, now, especially if you're a beginner, now's the time to get your order in for nucleus colonies. Suppliers sell out quickly. December is the time you need to get your order in. Come January into February, all the good suppliers will be sold out of overwintered and spring colonies. Number 8, continue melting down your beeswax. Now, I love melting beeswax. We make candles, we make balms for my hands, I use them myself, balms for my dogs for their paws. Now is the time to melt all that beeswax down, render it down, make some lovely candles, give them out to your friends and family for Christmas. Shh, that's what people are getting for Christmas from me. Clean and sterilize your equipment. Now, if you've got poly, you need to scrape it down, you need to soak it with soda crystals and a bleach solution, leave it for 24 hours, If you've got wood, scrape it down and scorch it. If you've got maintenance to do on any of your boxes, now's the time to do it. It's not going to be long, we'll get past Christmas, and before we know it, we'll be into crazy season. So get on with it. Number 10, and this is the biggie, plan next year. Now, not only do you need to have an eye on what you want to achieve next season, but you also have to have an eye on where you want to be the following year. So, general rule of thumb, you need to get your bees into the configuration, that's either single brood, double brood, number of colonies, number of nukes, whatever you need, by August. Once you get into August, we're really into getting winter preparations. It's too late at that point to be adding an extra brood box and making extra manipulations or splits. Really, it needs to be done by August. So wind yourself all the way back to now, think what you've got, think where you want to be at the end of the coming season and where you want to be at the start of the season after that. Now's the time to make those plans. So there we go, that's my top 10 tips for December. One final tip, if you're looking for equipment, keep your eye out for sales. Beekeeping suppliers have cracking sales, normally around end of December into January. If you're after grabbing a few bargains, that's when you get hold of them. So there you go, there's my top 10 tips for December. It's quiet generally in the apiary, but you still got work to do, and what you do that now sets you up for the rest of the season. So tune in January and I'll give you my top 10 tips for January. Catch you later.